Hi, it's good to see you. Today, I want to talk about something different than what I usually do. I want to talk about an interaction I had with a very close friend of mine. He's my best friend from my college days, and he's an artist just like myself, so a creative person. And we were sitting in a cafe together, just catching each other up on the goings on in our lives. And one thing led to another, and my friend brought up a very interesting concept, this theory that he had, a pet theory, which he named as the invisible hand of the collective unconscious, kind of like this universal will that is moving things all the time, making things happen, making things unhappen. So his whole theory was based on his own experience as a creative person. Now, creative people live under a lot of mental, emotional, and financial uncertainty. They're always trying to make it big: fame, money, recognition. Very important for an artist. So, his mind had built this framework which revolved around the uncertainty of creative work. So, we were sitting together, we were getting really deep into things. Underneath his theory, I recognized something I couldn't name at that exact moment, but something felt off from where I was standing. So his theory was, if I keep going, if I do enough, this collective unconscious, this invisible hand, God's will eventually notice me, choose me, and reward me for all the things I've been trying to accomplish. And I understood where he was coming from. It's a way for the mind to make sense of the gap between putting in effort and outcome. It makes that gap more bearable, you see, because we cannot live with uncertainty. And the creative life is almost entirely about uncertainty. So his mind had that his mind had built that framework around that uncertainty. Now, the understanding that I have been living through, as you can see through my other videos on this channel, is the complete opposite. This is creative work and is filled with uncertainty. I don't know what the future holds for me, you see, just like my friend. But here the understanding says nothing is about to happen. This work isn't going anywhere and it doesn't need to. It is complete as it is. There's no invisible hand as such that is going to reward me for all the good work I'm doing while making these videos. And that understanding in itself is relief. Why? Because I am not attached to an outcome, you see. I'm making for the sake of making because it feels good to make these things. I feel tremendously alive and energized by what happens through me, not necessarily for me. That is not to say that my understanding is correct and my friend's understanding is incorrect. It's just about how minds perceive reality differently. And it is possible even for you to completely transform your understanding, the way you see and experience things can be completely different. But that difference is huge because that difference will determine how much at peace you are with yourself and what's happening in your life. It's human to expect reward for what you've been trying to accomplish through effort. There's nothing wrong with that. But notice when we get too identified with the outcome, we stop putting effort altogether. There will come a point where people will keep making, keep creating, keep doing, but they will feel frustrated. Oh, I haven't gotten any reward, so there's no point in doing this. I myself have come to those places in life where, whether it is with my writing or speaking or creating videos, I question, oh, there's not a lot of people who are watching these videos, not a lot of people who are engaging with me. Should I keep going on? But then the understanding kicks in. It is not about that, it's about the process of creation. If you're not fully immersed and enjoying the process of creation, then you're really missing out on life. So, two friends, same creative struggle, completely different relationship with uncertainty, two different ways of holding the creative life, the art life. One that needs a cosmic reward system to keep going. The more I get rewarded, the more I will do. And one that has completely dropped the need for reward entirely. If reward comes, good. If reward doesn't come, good. I will keep going. That is the only way that makes sense to me. So I will keep making these videos. It would be good if my efforts are reciprocated by my audience. But even if that doesn't happen, the energy that moves in and around me makes this whole process incredibly fulfilling and satisfying in just the doing of it, not what will happen from that doing. So, whether you are a creative person or just somebody who works in a system, whose work is more routine and calculation based, not a lot of creative scope in what they do, even there, I would say just enjoying what you're doing completely and totally without expecting any rewards for it actually ensures that you keep doing it. Because at one point, if you don't get the results, you will stop doing it. But if you're not doing it for the results, the action, which is pure action, total, pure, unalloyed action, will keep happening through you consistently, regularly, come rain or shine. That is true surrender to the creative work, creative life. That is that is the difference between being an artist and being art itself happening through you. If this landed with you, you can keep following. There's more where that came from.